Randy Coqui at Randy Coqui Racecourse, HO Slot Cars it is. I've spent a bit of this afternoon tinkering with these three cars. What these chassis have in common, they're all pancake style motors, thunderjets of different types. This is an original Aurora model motoring thunderjet chassis. And the tweak I had to do with this is I had to get weaker, smaller magnets because the ones that were jammed into it were just really forcing the motor to really run erratic. So I got the smaller, weaker magnets thanks to my good friend Mark, who is a whiz with all things thunderjet, TJET non-magnet racing. And this car right here is a playing Mantis chassis, non-magnet traction, of course. A playing Mantis. And what I did with this, I had a problem from jump when I first got it. This one had this body on it. So I just kind of, no. Is that another body in it? I'm not too sure. But in any event, I wound up putting this body on it, which is part of Sippany slot car haul from the TFX table. I think I got 8 of them. They're like $6 each, these bodies. But anyway, the chassis had a problem, and the springs, I ran out of springs, and the springs I do have are just a little too big. So I did a cheap fix, and I stuffed a little bit of cotton, not cotton, but paper towel, very small ball. And that's providing some of the spring action on these pickup shoes. Just enough that it runs pretty good, actually. Anyway, and this is the problem child here. This is a TFX chassis, brand spanking new. And a problem, they do run good. These are excellent cars, but the problem with these chassis is that they're so low to the track. You can actually see the bodies almost parallel with the chassis, but it's so close that the chassis is actually rubbing against the high rails of my Lifelike track. So Lifelike does have a reputation for having more metal in their rails than any other track. And they're also a little higher up, which means that this is actually kind of scraping in certain areas. You can actually hear it. But I'm going to attempt to, even with that, I'm going to attempt to do 5 laps at the very least with each of these thunderjet pancake style motors. 3 different chassis: TFX, playing Mantis, and Aurora model motoring. Talking about the chassis, the bodies are something different. I think these are Mustangs, if I'm not mistaken, and that might be a Challenger or something. I don't know, but anyway, we're gonna take them for a quick 5 each. Wish me luck, familia. Here we go. There you go. And you're already having problems because he's so low to the ground. He just popped right off at the crossover. So, like I said, wish me luck. Get my fat fingers out of the way too. And he's just there. He's just there. They're good on other tracks, but on Lifelike tracks, the TFX do not work that good. Coming in for my second lap. So far, so good. I'm taking it easy. I have it around the 13, 14 volts. Third lap, coming around for a fourth lap now. Wow. So he got jammed there a little bit. Fourth lap, folks. Trying to pick up the speed a little bit here. I gunned it and I deslotted. Let me get back on the slot. Yeah, guy pinned back. There it is. It's in there. Oh, I dropped my controller. Okay, here we go. See? So what happens? They get jammed into the chassis is too low. And that must be a high rail location there. Okay, coming in for the fifth and final. Like I finished with this chassis already. Oh boy. And coming in for the fifth lap and final. That's it. All right, at the finish line. TFX. It's a real good chassis, except problematic on high rail track, like Lifelike is. Anyway, this is a playing Mantis non-magnet traction car chassis, and so this one's a smoother operator. Mind you, like I told you before, I don't have pickup shoe springs. I have a little piece of paper providing the tension needed to activate those pickup shoes. The second lap here, as you see, it's running pretty smooth considering, even with that cheating. Eventually I will get the springs, but right now, all right, it's the third lap here, coming in for the fourth. It's a pretty color, a fluorescent green. And the fifth and final lap here, folks. Right here at the finish line. I'm not lying, it says finish. Anyway, let's take them off and go to this beautiful, beautiful car. The only tweaking I had to do with this one is, of course, change the magnets. I had the wrong magnets in there, and even then it was running good, but it became problematic last night as I was racing on a track. And like my good buddy Mark told me to get weaker magnets, smaller magnets, and they fit perfectly. And here it goes. And it's running a lot smoother now. These are non-magnet cars. You have to actually drive them because otherwise you will slide right off. Well, most of you know that already. The second lap. It's a bit more challenging racing these thunderjets. I like them because you can actually see the car as opposed to some supersonic racing that's being done now where you can't see the car at all. It's just a blur. Third lap. Fourth. The temptation is to speed up and gun it, but you will fall off the track. This is the first and final lap, folks. I made it. Awesome. There you go, right at the finish line, folks. And these are the cars. Pancake style motors. Real beauties. A little challenging to drive. And you have to tinker with them at times. Tweak them. That's what makes this part of the hobby fun, in a way. Even though it does get frustrating because the piece is so tiny. You need like a microscopic high-powered lenses. Anyway, familia, thank you for your patience. Have a great, great night. And this is Randy Cookie once again at Randy Cookie Race Course. HO Slot Cars it is. Good night, familia. There you go.